whole housing market is propped up on these bad loans. They will fail.
The housing market is rock solid.
It's a time bomb.
So Mike Burry, who gets his hair cut at Supercuts and doesn't wear shoes, knows more than Alan Greenspan.
Dr. Mike Burry, yes he does.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Nick's Flicks Fix. It is Nick here. I'm back. Took a little break over Christmas. I was just to, spend time with the family. Had a lot of work going on as well. And I just found it a bit harder to sit down and actually watch movies. I didn't get to see as many movies as I wanted to over Christmas, but I'm playing catch up now with a lot of them. And I thought there was no better time to start doing the reviews again. Since it's Oscar season, the Oscar noms came out a couple of days ago. And I thought I'd catch up on all these films coming out that have been nominated and give you my 2 cents on them. And I thought let's start with one that I was actually very excited for. I didn't know this film was being made until I actually saw a trailer released in about October last year, and that's The Big Short.
You know what? I'm pissed off. American people are getting screwed by the big banks. And I'm getting madder and madder.
It's unbelievable.
Big Short is about a bunch of guys in the financial industry on Wall Street who managed to predict the 2008 housing crisis in America, where it was a very tragic event. Like, millions of people lost jobs and homes due to the banks being over greedy and not seeing that their economy was failing. And it's about a bunch of guys who kind of predict it or see it coming through the numbers a couple of years in advance and decide to profit ultimately off the bank's greed and stupidity, but also a morality tale of ultimately they're going to profit off people losing their jobs. Not that they're making the people lose their jobs or homes, but they were going to make money off it. And obviously, with subject matter like this, that's quite recent, but also a very horrible time in history, in American history. It's kind of interesting to see that there's a satirical take on this, that this film's not necessarily a comedy. It's definitely a drama, but the satirical element of making fun of the banks and ultimately playing off their stupidity in the film, I actually think they did that really well. This film's directed by Adam McKay, who directed the 2 Anchorman movies, works with Will Ferrell a lot, Step Brothers, things like that. So you don't think that a film of this serious subject matter could potentially be handled well by a guy who's famous for amazing yet stupidly outlandish comedies. But I think it almost works perfectly, like I said, in that satirical element, that you enjoy watching this film, but he also manages to find a balance between the comedy and drama. When it's serious and when you're supposed to be emotionally impacted, you are. But the characters are so over the top. Yes, it's based on real people, but this is a very, very dramatized version of what happens. The film stars Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, and Brad Pitt are the main front runners in this film. Each performance is extremely solid. I walked out of there going, everyone was actually on their A game for this. Like I said earlier, the film breaks the fourth wall and actually talks to its audience, because this film is full of financial lingo and mumbo jumbo that I had no clue what was going on sometimes. The film directs that to you as the audience go, you're probably sitting here, have no friggin' idea what we're talking about, and then they get really meta, and there's a scene where they go, here's Margot Robbie in a bathtub to explain this to you all. And I'm definitely not complaining about seeing Margot Robbie in a bathtub at all, but they get her to explain a CDO in a layman's term for you, and then they get a world-class chef to explain something else in another scene. They get Selena Gomez all playing themselves to explain, to dumb down and put in layman's terms for people like me who love watching movies about things like this, but I'm so plebby when it comes to finances, like, but I was glad that I was able to understand what was going on. It made me more emotionally invested in the story. When they were talking about bad things happening, you understood the stakes that were at play here and how bad things were going to get. I don't really have many bad things to say about this film. I think it's going to be a film that's targeted to a niche audience. I don't think a lot of people are going to love this film. It does drag on a little bit. It's only just over 2 hours long, but it does feel longer because it's a very heavily dialogue-driven film, and a lot of talk, and a lot of the times that you don't understand until it's explained to you. And I don't think that's going to appeal to everyone, or you're not going to go with all your friends to go see The Big Short, but I definitely think it's worth checking out because of the acting alone. The story is intriguing, and I think as a film itself, it's definitely worth checking out in the cinemas, especially before Oscar season, because like I said, it is nominated for a fair few things.
I'm sure the world's banks have more incentives than greed.
You're wrong.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Definitely got lots of reviews coming your way very, very soon. There's a lot of great films. I'm very excited because I'm a huge Tarantino nut, and The Hateful Eight finally hits Australia. this Thursday, and there will definitely be a review for that one. But guys, thank you so much for watching again. I'm back. 2016 is going to be a good year for Netflix Fix. We've got a lot of views, I've got a lot of ideas that I want to throw around and things like that. And in the meantime, go see a movie sometime.
You have any idea what you just did? You just bet against the American economy.
If you're wrong, you can lose it all.
The banks defrauded the American people. Now we can kick them in the teeth.
Okay, here we go.